Becoming the oldest mothers despite facing challenges, these three incredible women defied the odds of birth in the most unexpected ways. Motherhood at 60. Sometimes life takes turns that are hard to believe, and this story is an epic reminder of that. I mean, a woman becoming a first-time mother at the age of 60 is not something we hear every day, right? As unreal as it may sound, it actually happened. It happened in Romford, a town in East England, where a lady named Susan Towson's life took a turn that many would find hard to believe. Imagine really wanting something that seems almost impossible. For Susan and her partner Nick, that was having a baby. They had to go on a long trip to a faraway place in Russia to make this dream come true. They visited a special clinic there that helps people have babies through a process called IVF. And guess what? It worked! They were able to have a baby, which was like a huge shiny ray of hope for them. They were super happy because they wanted a child for so long. Susan's story is like a reminder that sometimes to make our biggest wishes come true, we might have to go on big adventures and try things that seem really hard. However, the road to motherhood was fraught with challenges. Susan's pregnancy at 60 was not without its critics. Her neighbors whispered behind closed doors, speculating about the baby's paternity, while other mothers at local groups cast judgmental glances and made hurtful comments. Despite these societal pressures, Susan's focus remained unwavering, her love for her daughter Freya. The stark reality of her decision hit home one morning in August. Susan woke up in excruciating pain, unable to move or care for her 5-month-old daughter. With Nick already at work, she reached out to a neighbor in desperation, who helped her call an ambulance. It was a frightening ordeal that led to the discovery of a ruptured peptic ulcer. The situation was dire. Doctors said that if Susan had delayed seeking help by even 5 minutes, she might not have survived. The following days were a blur of worry and surgery, with Susan being unable to see her infant daughter for 10 days. It was during this time that Susan faced her mortality and the implications of having a baby at her age. The fear of leaving her young daughter motherless loomed large, but the sight of little Freya reassured her that no regret could overshadow the joy of bringing her into the world. Recovering from her health scare, Susan took early retirement from her career as an educational advisor and special needs teacher. She was determined to make the most of every moment with Freya, aware that time was a luxury she couldn't take for granted. Despite the criticisms about her age, Susan was confident in the love and care she and Nick could provide for Freya. But Susan's journey was not just a personal battle, it was also a societal one. She often found herself defending her choice to be a mother at 60. In a society that often equates youth with better parenting, Susan's story was an anomaly. Yet she remained steadfast in her belief that age does not define one's ability to love and care for a child. It tells us that Kathy's partner Nick was really supportive and shared her feelings and beliefs. He wasn't just watching from the sidelines, he was right there with her, feeling the same hopes and sharing the same dreams. It's pretty cool to have someone like that in your life, someone who stands by you, no matter what, and understands exactly how you feel. He brushed off the opinions of others, focusing instead on the joy Freya brought into their lives. Their home, filled with the laughter and toys of a young child, was proof to their commitment and love for their daughter. New mother at 62. In a small town in Illinois, there lived a woman named Kathy Blattner, who was about to make headlines across the country for a very extraordinary reason. At 62 years old, Kathy was preparing for an event that would usually be associated with much younger women. She was expecting a baby girl. But this was no ordinary pregnancy tale. This story is filled with twists, turns, and a family bond that defies the norm. You see, Kathy's journey to motherhood was a road less traveled. When Kathy and John got married, they were a bit older, like they were in the age of 40s. They wanted to have a baby, but they found out they couldn't do it the usual way because Kathy's eggs weren't working right. But Kathy's cousin helped out by giving her own eggs, kind of like sharing a really important gift. Then, with something super sci-fi called in vitro fertilization, they were able to have a baby boy. Imagine how happy and excited they must have been, like when you get the something you've wanted for ages. They were so overjoyed with their son, but guess what? They still hope for even more kids to fill their home with laughter and fun. When Kathy got a bit older, like in her 50s, she ran into a big problem. She still wanted more kids, but the doctors who helped with that said, "No way, you're too old." But Kathy didn't give up. She found this doctor named Dr. Sherman Silber who looked at things differently. He didn't just see how old Kathy was, he saw that she was really healthy, had a lot of people who loved and supported her, and could take good care of more kids. So guess what? Dr. Silber decided to help her. This was like opening a new door for Kathy to have the family she dreamed of. It's a great lesson that sometimes when people say no, there might be someone else who says yes, especially if they see how much you care and how hard you're willing to try. Kathy turned to her daughter from her first marriage, Sarah Utz, for help. Sarah donated her eggs. And you might wonder, what was the result? Kathy became pregnant at 60 and gave birth to a healthy boy. But hold on, the story doesn't end here. With some embryos frozen from this procedure, Kathy at the age of 62 embarked on the journey of motherhood once again. It was a decision that came with its share of heartaches, as she initially became pregnant with twins but lost them after a few weeks. Despite the challenges, Kathy's determination never wavered. Kathy's story is one of hope, resilience, and a testament to the incredible advances in medical science. It's about breaking barriers, defying odds, and challenging societal norms. It shows us that the path to parenthood can be diverse and unexpected. So there you have it, the incredible story of Kathy Blattner, a woman who reminds us that in the world of love and family, anything is possible. It's a story that warms the heart and opens our minds to the endless possibilities life has to offer. Oldest mother-to-be. In the village of Lydgate near Newmarket, Suffolk, a remarkable story was unfolding, one that would capture the attention of the entire nation. Elizabeth Adney, a sprightly 66-year-old woman, was on the verge of setting a record that would etch her name in the annals of British history. She was about to become the oldest woman in Britain to give birth. Shocking, right? Well, she was a successful businesswoman running her own textile company and had lived a life full of achievements and accolades. However, there was one dream that had eluded her for years, the dream of motherhood. Despite her age, which many consider well past the years of bearing children, Elizabeth's desire to become a mother burned brightly within her. Elizabeth's journey to motherhood was nothing short of extraordinary. I mean, for years she had yearned for a child, but her path was fraught with obstacles. In her home in Britain, the doctors usually say nope to women over 50 who want to try IVF, which is a special way to have a baby. And they mostly help women who are younger than 40. But Elizabeth, not giving up. She decided to look way, way beyond her home, all the way to Ukraine. That's another country far away. And guess what? That's where her dream started to come true. It's like she went on a big adventure across the sea to make her wish of being a mom come true. It's pretty awesome and shows us that sometimes, if you really want something, you might have to look in new places and never give up. The news of her pregnancy came as a joyous shock. At 8 months pregnant after undergoing IVF treatment abroad, Elizabeth was on the brink of making history. A friend, speaking to the Daily Mail, revealed Elizabeth's determination and resilience. Despite her advancing years, she continued to work a 5-day week, her health robust, her spirit unyielding. At 66, she was defying norms, rewriting the rules set by society on when a woman should become a mother. Her friend marveled at how Elizabeth managed to keep going, her pregnancy notwithstanding. She had adjusted her routine slightly, starting her days a little later, but her dedication to her business remained steadfast. Elizabeth's story is pretty interesting and kind of special. She did something really amazing, but she didn't want everyone talking about it or seeing it in the news. It's like when you do something really cool, but you just want to keep it between you and your close ones, not the whole world. And that's how Elizabeth thought her journey was her own business, and she didn't want it to be a big deal for everyone else. And this is really acceptable because it shows that sometimes, even if you do something super impressive, you might choose to keep it quiet and just enjoy it yourself. That's totally okay. It's important to respect how people choose to share their stories, or not share them. Just like how we all have our own little secrets or special moments that we keep just for us.